Good afternoon. We're here to talk about or spotlight a program at Dyersburg State Community College. It's our Computer Information Technology program, and I have with me Brenda Fincher, who's our instructor in probably assistant associate professor in Computer Information Technology, and Chris Donaldson, who is on our advisory committee and is the owner and manager and all of that for Tencom, which is computer services. And thought we might lead off with Chris to tell us a little bit about kind of the IT environment in Dyersburg, but really this whole region and the state. I know you're working all over Tennessee, but yet doing a lot of it from right here in Dyersburg.
That's right. You know, we're a Dyersburg-based business, but we really serve clients all over the Southeast. And you know, Dyersburg is our primary area of service, but we have clients in Middle Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, as far as IT services clients. And then we have our web development clients that are all over the country, mostly the eastern part of the country, but we do all that from here in Dyersburg.
And we wanted to talk about this today because there's so many opportunities, I think, in the information technology world and cybersecurity. We see that mentioned certainly every day in the news now, and we're all concerned, even our own personal security of all of our information that's out there electronically. Brenda, you want to talk a little bit about our new, we have a new emphasis, I guess, in our computer information technology.
That's right. We're offering a new networking degree, which will prepare students for A+ certification and also for mouse certifications through Microsoft. And beginning in the spring, we will have free vouchers for our students to be able to take the Microsoft certifications as soon as they finish the courses. So we're hoping that will help more students.
And those certifications are worth, what, $100, $200
About
at least?
$125 per certification.
But it's a great ticket to have, and I know, like probably in your business, if someone comes with those certifications, it will help them get a job or a better job than they might have gotten otherwise.
It really does. It helps, you know, if you have a stack of resumes and somebody has a certification, especially an industry standard certification like Microsoft or A+, it really just, it tells me a lot because I know what it takes to get that certification. And so it demonstrates a lot to us.
Right.
Without just taking someone's word for their skills. We can really discern a lot from that certification.
Sure. And that's what we're trying to do more of at Dyersburg State, not only in IT, but of course our health professionals all along have always had to have industry-based, like the registered nurse is a national certification. And in our manufacturing programs, we have all of the external industry standard certifications. So I think in IT, and I think we've looked at some Cisco certifications that we may try to add down the line. And but the A+ is another certification
Yes.
our students can earn.
Right, we have that available now, A+ certifications and the mouse certifications. The Cisco certifications we should hope we'll have maybe next fall.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Okay.
those in place, have the courses in place. If they take those courses, they're prepared to take those certification tests and pass.
You know, the A+ is really the entry into the computer support field. And so most people try to get the A+ certification because it demonstrates that at least this person is knowledgeable to some extent, and they're passionate enough about computers that they took a course and passed this exam, because it's not an easy exam to pass. You really need some instruction to be able to pass it. And so I think it's a great entry-level certification. And I like to see it on resumes.
So all of your employees now have the A+?
Not all of them, but a few of them do. And through the years, we've had different people with different certifications. So some might have come to us with 10 years of experience, and so that kind of overrides certification. But once they're to that level, then the A+ doesn't matter as much. But a young person coming through needs to do those things to differentiate themselves when they're competing for a job.
Right. And you also said, I think, that some of your employees, or maybe many of your employees, are Dyersburg State graduates in IT.
Well, the interesting thing about our company, there's 6 of us, and 5 of us went to Dyersburg State. 3 of us graduated from Dyersburg State, and 1 is currently a Dyersburg State student.
Okay.
So we have a pretty strong connection to
I
Dyersburg
guess.
State.
Good.
Um,
So as you grow, we need to grow, right?
That's right. And, we're actually, the last couple of years, we've been really looking at growing a lot more. And we know that it takes a long time to train someone in our field. And so we really need them to come through a program to at least get them jump-started and have the basic knowledge in place. And then we're going to train them from there. But that's how important it is for a program like the new CIT emphasis. We really, in order for us to grow, it's going to take that kind of program.
Good. And I know you're willing to be and have been a partner in all of this, and part of this program is cooperative education or an internship, and I know you're open to that, and you might want to talk about the students that are coming in now for shadowing. And
Sure. Well, 3 of our technicians all started out as doing an informal shadow process, and each of them were different, but basically they were still in school, and we said, well, if you're interested in this, why don't you just come out and just basically hang out with us, and you don't have any responsibility, but you get to see a day's worth of work in the life of a computer technician. So you get to see the pros and the cons, and it can be a stressful job, but I thought it was important for people to be able to see that instead of going through several years of school and then coming out and doing internships. So I thought, let's get them shadowing early on. So 3 of the people that worked there shadowed, and then we offered them internships, and then we offered them full-time jobs from there. And so that's really, we've proven that 3 times over with Dyersburg State students. And so now we really just want to keep duplicating that process, and we have so we're ready for more. We'd welcome groups to come out and see our office, and then would like to offer shadowing opportunities to them.
okay, great. So I know you're open to high school students and college, and I know the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, some of their students have been out too. So
That's right. I would really like to get, you had mentioned talking about getting into high school, and I know there's a lot of students that for years have taken advanced placement courses in high school, but I would really like to see high school students doing IT courses for college credit.
Right.
And I would like for them to start shadowing in high school. And the reason for that is that, part of our goal is to grow our remote support business, our managed services business, and continue to be based in Dyersburg. So we want to prove that you can have a 20 or 30 person IT firm here in Dyersburg, but the only way we're going to do that is to catch people that are interested in high school before they've got their mind set on 4-year school and beyond. And so we want to show them, and that's why we offer so many shadowing or so many office visits, to show them you can do web design work, you can do computer support work here in Dyersburg and stay home and make a good living.
That's great, and really for us to develop the workforce we need, not only in IT, but everything, we do need to grow our own and not send them off, and some of them, many of them don't return. So I know Nashville is looking for something like 1,000 IT workers, so if you get IT skills and you're in the Nashville area, you'll get certainly tempted to stay there and work with one of those companies. So. And that's not a bad thing, but there's a lot of good things happening right here in Dyer County.
Right.
And I know at Dyer County High School in the spring, you want to talk about our course?
Sure. We're going to offer computer applications starting in the spring at the Dyer County High School. And it'll be they'll learn a little bit about operating systems, a little bit about Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access. And so that gives them a taste of everything. And after that class, we're trying to map our objectives to meet the mouse certification learning outcomes. So hopefully when they finish that particular course, they should be able to pass those certifications.
Well, that's great. And I would welcome the the class to come to our office and see how we
That'd be
operate.
great.
That would
They're-
be something we can plan on doing.
They're usually pretty impressed when they see all of our remote control dashboards up and seeing that one of my guys is on the phone with somebody in Atlanta and connected to a computer in Nashville, or it's pretty impressive to high school students. So I'd like them to see that. Maybe someone end up at Tencom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate all the support that's coming from you, Chris, and I know, like I said, if we're going to really develop the kind of workforce everybody wants, the employer needs to be a partner with us and that's what we do in our advisory committee meetings, try to come up with a curriculum that really fits your needs. And on the other hand, we're also working in a state system where we're trying to standardize the curriculum, so we need to fit needs in Dyersburg, but it also needs to be general enough, I guess, that it fits the needs in Morristown and Chattanooga and everywhere else in the state. But at least I think the core part of the degree is similar across the state.
Exactly. Then we have the leeway, though, to change the, what we call just the additional required courses to meet the needs of our local industry. So we're open to suggestions from you, what you need, that's what we want to fill those needs.
And I'll have to say, at the last advisory meeting, I was very impressed with the new curriculum. And I know that there's a lot of different avenues that people can take in IT employment, but at least for my business model, outsourced IT services, this curriculum really is the best I've seen, where it really aligns with what I need for for us for hiring people. So
Well, that's great to hear.
it's a big positive for
Yeah,
us this year. So.
And it really is some of the best thinking, I think, across the state. And I mean, we all look at national needs and models and things, so it's good that it's got a lot of input from many sources, I guess, and takes a lot of time. I know Brenda worked hard with her colleagues.
For a couple of years, we've worked on what to put in the degree. So we think we've got a good basic field core of courses, and we can build from that.
And I think it's great to have the liberal arts courses, the soft skills, and then the other classes. I mean, we don't want somebody that's just technical,
A geek,
because
huh?
right, and that's great. But what really surprises people that come in and visit the office is they're computer technicians, but they are customer service technicians primarily. The big part of their day is on the phone talking to customers. So they're remoted into the computers, but they're having to resolve complex problems and being able to communicate with a client in a very professional way that maintains a good relationship with our client. And so it's a very demanding job, and they learn a lot on the job, but written communications, verbal communications, coming into the job with some of those skills and is invaluable, really.
And that is part of our curriculum, and I know some students wonder why, but you just hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why. We need people to be able to write and read and certainly understand the math and the logic and all to these different software applications that they're learning.
That's right.
So,
They need to be able to communicate in a business environment, and that's not something you just are born knowing how to do. You have to be taught how to be a customer service representative and for your company.
And they have to learn, they learn on the fly, but I'm constantly training on conflict resolution. And when they first start out, when they run into conflicts, then it has to get escalated up to me, but I'm always training them on how to answer these questions, because if you think about it, when someone calls us, they're at a pretty low point but high stress point, because they've probably tried to fix this computer problem for a while, and then they finally called us, and so they're frustrated. It's having a big impact on their business, and so they learn a lot about dealing with difficult situations.
That's great. That's good. And I know in the advisory committee meeting, you said you would help us as we prepare our students for interviewing toward the end of the program. I guess they'll be out on cooperative education experiences anyway, but really to talk to them about. And I mean, a lot of us too, when we were in high school, I mean, we never thought about what we would do during an interview or exactly how to act during an interview. So that's another part of this program, I think, Brenda, that you and other faculty are thinking about, is getting people ready to interview and helping them find job opportunities. So I think we asked at the advisory committee meeting about opportunities, and I know you talked about it and others too. So
We'd be glad to help with that. I mean, what the students have to understand, and they might not understand right now, is they're actually being judged from the very first interaction they initiate with an employer.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a phone call, an email, an employer is making a judgment about that person at every interaction. And so they might have even decided whether or not that person can work there before they even interview, but they let an interview proceed. So it's very important to learn those skills too. So
or how they act on the shadowing experience.
exactly,
They need to
everything
act,
is you need to be professional from the very first interaction.
right. And so that's something we try to teach them, along with all the content of the discipline of the courses. Do we still have short-term certificates that they might enroll in?
We do.
And
We have one computer operation systems and management that's 21 hours, 21 credit hours. And they can get, that certificate is embedded in the degree. So when they get the degree, they get the certificate.
Okay.
But they can get the certificate, a standalone certificate.
And would they have the A+ certification with
They
that
would.
certificate?
They
So they
would.
could have A+ and that certificate, maybe go to work and then come back and finish the rest of the degree. As you know, a lot of people, just with resources and time and family and all the other things, they maybe can't sort of sit still for an associate degree, but they could be here for a couple semesters to earn a certificate. So,
Right.
And we're open. Like I said, one of our employees is currently
Yeah.
enrolled at Dyersburg State, so we're certainly open to that. We know how challenging it is to get through school, and we know how important it is to get a degree or certificate, and so we're definitely willing to work with them.
that's great.
We appreciate that. We
Yeah.
really do. We need the community to help support us as much as we support them.
Sure. And that helps you keep a happier workplace, I'm sure, and, which helps you grow. So anything else that you would like to add, Chris, about the IT world out there and your plans? I know we heard that you really hope to grow in this area and employ a lot of our local talent. And, there are people who are thinking about maybe going to college, but they don't have any computer skills, and they see, and it is something very necessary, but there's a lot of help at this college, and I know you probably have seen some of it too. There's, for the novice who may not even think they want to be an IT worker, there are a lot of people to help you get started here, not only in the classroom, but in the Learning Resource Center and other labs that we have. So,
Two of our students, or two of our employees actually worked in the LRC, or
right.
I guess as
the
a
help desk, maybe.
help desk, and so that was great.
Yeah.
Great experience for them, because it really gave them a head start.
I know I've talked to a lot of adults who tell me how afraid they were of computers, and they came in and they got help from the help desk, and it sort of teaches your potential employees, I guess, how to deal with these folks with high anxiety.
Sure.
And maybe not a lot of knowledge at first, but everybody, it just takes a while to learn all of that. And then as soon as you learn it, it's changed, so you get to learn some more, so that's okay.
If I could design a perfect program, it would be for someone to go through this program, come shadow with us early, get an internship early, but also work here at the college so that they can get a lot more experience.
Well, we have the jobs at the help desk, and I think one of your employees worked with us in the summer when we were installing all of the new computer equipment. We try to change our labs every 3 years, and so there's a lot of software to install on equipment, and a lot of troubleshooting has to be done to be sure it's all working everywhere. So,
and I'll make a point too. We're talking about current employees, but we've actually employed several Dyersburg State graduates in the past that have gone on to do other things or moved out of the area. But so they're not the first ones, and so just want to make that point.
okay, good. Well, we're gonna keep building this program. We have a position open right now and hope to fill it in the next really 2 or 3 weeks to begin in January. So we see this program really taking off and growing here in Dyersburg and in Covington both. And really, I think the sky's the limit in IT as far as opportunities. You can get a job as a technician, or you can go on, and, if you want, in engineering or those sorts of things. But the more certifications you have, the more opportunity you have. So
You know, as we grow, there's going to be more opportunities with us. It's not, you know, right now it's entry-level customer service, and then you move up to taking on a lot more responsibility with remote support. But as we grow, we'll need a service manager. We'll need people that specialize, so people get more specialized. And so I think it's a great way they can come in a general education, general program, and then they can specialize within the company. And that's our goal, to get them in there and then just start training on the specialization.
And I hope we can maybe grow along with you and add more and more certifications that are more and more high level, that will prepare people for really meeting your needs and better jobs out there in the community.
Like the Cisco certifications that we're hoping to add.
Yeah.
Well, when I told the guys that I was coming over, and I told them about the new courses, they were all interested in coming back. And they wanted to know if they could come back and just take the individual courses.
Great.
So,
Great. That'd be great.
so they were excited to hear about some of the new.
Well, we hope we have, we get maybe 20 or so high school students interested in taking the class this spring, and then they could continue either summer or the next fall, probably next fall. And they would all be eligible, of course, for the Tennessee Promise Scholarship, which is a big help to students. So, well,
And we're also planning a code camp for students, for high school students in the spring. So we're hoping that will help pique their interest in programming and computers.
You know, and that's a good point. We're not computer programmers, except we're web design. You know, we do website design and web programming. But the thing is the great thing about those code camps is it just finds out if somebody's passionate about the field.
Exactly.
And then they can have experiences like coming to our office, and I've tried to encourage other employers, like maybe the banks, to let them come and shadow there, maybe manufacturers to come and shadow in their IT environment, and just see, do I want to work for a corporation supporting their computers? Do I want to work in financial services? Do I want to work for law enforcement? Or the Tencom model, which is outsourced IT, we take care of other companies' IT infrastructure.
Well, that's one reason we try to offer a couple of networking classes. We also offer web design and graphic design, and then we offer just the Microsoft Office suite of programs individually, and then in that computer application class. So that kind of helps prepare them a little bit for everything.
Yeah, and Office is very important because we use it all, you know, Word, Excel, Outlook, and all of our clients are standardized on Office. So we're supporting Office, so it's good to have a little background.
And they take a couple classes on operating systems. So that's, you know, try to get a little bit of everything, a good general, and then they have their co-op or internship. So, and we also encourage our students when they first come into the IT program to go to the LRC and apply for the help desk, because like you said, we feel like that helps them just get their customer service skills in order, and you know, they also take business communication classes, and I think all that works together to help them be successful when they graduate.
and the code camp will be for all grades and all levels in high school, or will we?
Well, we're not sure yet. We're going to talk to the high schools and find out what, you know, what fits their needs, and we're hoping to work around that.
Okay.
But hopefully sometime in February or early March.
Will the students that are taking the class at Dyer County High School be involved in code camp, do you think?
Hopefully.
Possibly?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
They for sure should be
That might be the
involved.
core group, and then just build on that.
Yeah,
So see what
that'd
they're
be a good
interested.
idea.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for talking about a very important subject. I think the information technology world is growing, and the needs are there, and they're right here in Dyer County. That's the nice thing. So we appreciate entrepreneurs like Chris Donaldson and others in our community that are helping us grow jobs here at home.